20 years ago, a heavy platinum band with geometric lines hung around my neck, a silent reminder of the father who died when I was 6. I barely remembered his face, but I knew his laughter and the way he sketched designs on paper placemats. My mother gave me the jewelry when I turned 8, explaining that he wore it every day. I never questioned its origin until a billionaire walked into my office wearing the exact same piece. The sudden discovery shattered everything I believed about my quiet upbringing and the history of my parents. It happened on a chaotic Tuesday at the boutique architecture firm where I worked as a design assistant. We were preparing a massive $50 million pitch for the new corporate headquarters of a tech giant. The founder of our company was losing his mind with stress because the wealthy client arrived early, forcing us to scramble to prepare the boardroom. I rushed around setting up coffee and testing the equipment before the elevator doors opened to reveal the board members. Walking at the front of the group was Arthur Sterling, a brilliant tech mogul worth billions who was famously reclusive. He possessed an intense gaze that seemed to analyze every corner of the room immediately. I greeted him politely and guided his team to their seats, completely unaware that this meeting would alter the entire course of my life. During the 90-minute presentation, our lead architects detailed our vision for a modern yet peaceful workspace. Arthur listened closely, asking sharp technical questions about sustainable materials and structural engineering before concluding the meeting with a firm handshake. As the group departed, I returned to the empty room to clear away the glassware and noticed an expensive fountain pen left on the table. Turning around to return it, I found Arthur standing right there in the doorway. He stepped closer to retrieve the item, and that was when his hand caught the light, revealing a familiar geometric band. My heart began to race as I instinctively pulled my own hidden chain out from beneath my blouse to compare them. The two pieces of jewelry were absolutely identical, matching in every intricate detail. Arthur froze completely, the color draining from his face as he stared at the band dangling between us with absolute disbelief. When I told him the jewelry belonged to my late father David Vance, Arthur visibly trembled and stepped back. Tears welled in his dark eyes as he explained that he was my godfather and had been searching for me for 16 years. He revealed that he held me the day I was born and had made a solemn promise to my father that he spent decades trying to keep. The revelation left me dizzy and desperate for answers. We agreed to meet at a quiet cafe down the street after my shift ended to discuss the past. Arthur sat across from me and explained that he and my father were inseparable roommates at college who considered themselves brothers. Because they were both orphans with no other family, they exchanged these custom bands as a pact to always protect each other. I listened in silence, struggling to comprehend why my own mother had kept this a secret. Arthur explained that after my father passed away, my mother refused all financial assistance because of her immense pride and grief. She eventually cut all communication, changed our last names, and moved away to escape the painful memories. Hearing this made me defensive, so I gathered my things and walked out, unable to trust a wealthy stranger over the choices of the woman who raised me. I needed time alone to process the shocking information. That night in my cramped apartment, I searched through an old storage box containing the final belongings of my mother. At the very bottom, I discovered a sealed envelope addressed to me, which I had never been ready to open before. Inside was a vintage photograph of two smiling young men wearing matching bands alongside a deeply emotional letter. My mother wrote that she deeply regretted pushing Arthur away during her darkest days of mourning. The letter explained that Arthur loved me dearly and was a constant, joyful presence during my earliest years of life. My mother confessed that seeing him simply caused too much heartbreak because he reminded her so intensely of my father. She pleaded with me to give him a chance if he ever crossed my path again, emphasizing that I did not have to face the world entirely alone. Reading her words brought me to tears. The following morning, I contacted his office and arranged to meet at the same cafe to offer an apology. I revealed to Arthur that my mother passed away 2 years ago after a long, grueling battle with a serious illness. He was genuinely heartbroken by the news and expressed deep sorrow for my solitary struggle. We sat together for hours as he shared beautiful stories about my father, bringing memories back to life. Arthur shared how my father saved his life during a dark period of depression when they were students at university. He explained that honoring the family of his best friend was not charity, but a lifelong duty, born of profound gratitude. Hearing how much my father mattered to him dissolved my remaining suspicion and allowed me to accept his presence. For the first time in years, the crushing weight of loneliness began to lift. Over the next few months, Arthur became a foundational part of my life, meeting me weekly to share old photographs and letters. When our architecture firm officially won the major corporate project, Arthur insisted that I lead the interior design process myself. He recognized my creative talent even though I lacked a formal degree due to quitting school to care for my sick mother. He gave me the professional breakthrough I desperately needed. Later that autumn, Arthur invited me to an annual gathering of their old college circle, a group of highly successful individuals. When I walked into the room, 11 people stood up to embrace me, treating me like a long-lost daughter. They shared how much they missed my father and presented me with a new custom silver band to mark my place in their circle. I realized then that I had inherited an entire family. 3 years have passed since that fateful boardroom meeting, and my life is completely transformed. I now run my own thriving design studio, having paid off all the lingering medical debts from the illness of my mother. I still share coffee with Arthur every single week, and those 11 mentors remain a constant source of guidance and support. On my fingers, I wear 2 rings that remind me that true family transcends time, distance, and loss. If this story about lasting bonds and hidden histories touched your heart, please hit the like button and leave your thoughts in the comments section below. I would love to know if you would have trusted Arthur right away, or if you would have been cautious too. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our next inspiring tale of family drama and promises kept.